Welcome back, guys. So I'm glad most of you got why I put the thumbnail up on the last one. A picture paints 1,000 words. Kind of not happy with. I know this stuff goes on in general in social media. You know, people using their bodies or whatever to gain views, and people using their wives or girlfriends. It's just from a comment. Yeah, I was going to say something, Kelly, but you know what? Picture paints 1,000 words, and it just said it all really, because I don't. It's just me and my hobby. Simple as that. Right. Anyway, I said what I needed to say on that, as in regards to the thumbnail. So a couple of new things. I've never done this before. Brought something that's just been released. I was really excited about this ET41 when I heard it was getting released. I was proper happy, and yeah, I just, I gotta say, massive thank you to Pico and Roco. There's a lot of in Poland, the hobbies sort of really taking off. In actual fact, the way items are getting sold out at the factory, so it's actually getting quite hard to get hold of new releases. So I just had to go for it. I did the pre-order, and literally as soon as I got an email, slapped it on the old credit card, and well, I'll worry about it later. But it just, yeah, I had to do it. So we got the ET41. We'll have a closer look in a second. This is a second-hand model, and purely Anthony Influencer Dodge 372. Just I saw his and I just thought, you know what? Because the railjet's a little bit too modern for my liking, and I wanted it obviously a cargo, and I'd like an RH240. Man, that is one but ugly looking locomotive. If you tap in RH240, it looks so ugly. But yeah, I'd like it. It's kind of in the era that I'm modelling. But we'll come on to this one shortly, and I've continued weathering up. I wanted to do the coal wagons, but they're one of the first things that I packed. I think I got about 30 or 40 of them, but a bit more subtle weathering on these. I just thought I'd bring them up and show you. I've been, like I say, just plugging away at stuff indoors, and yeah, they look rather nice. Well, I think they look rather nice, but just what I wanted to do. I don't want to put too much black on because obviously they're ballast wagons. So, but yeah, no, we'll get them on track and we'll have a look. So let's do the ET41. Right, ET41 is basically developed from, or it was born out of, those that know their locomotives. I'm looking at you, Ivo. ET is basically an EU07, and they've had their cab ends chopped off and then obviously mechanically joined together, which the ET41 was born. It's I've just realised I must have a look for that. I think I've just knocked a buffer off actually. That's a shame. I think I might have just dropped it on the floor. But yeah, ET41, born from the EU07, had the cab ends chopped off. There was predominantly occasionally it was used on passenger services, but mainly used for coal transport to the ports, like from the area where I'm moving to, the Bilskabauer region. There's plenty of coal mines sort of in that area, and in Gibeats and stuff. But yeah, they take them to the port. A bit like if you saw Michael Portillo's you know, with that ore train where he does this sort of railways of the world and stuff. It's along those lines, and they take coal to Gdansk and Stretchin and just ports like that, and that's what they was predominantly used for. So it's a really nice looking locomotive. I'm really happy that they produced it, and I'll stop waffling about this one and we'll get it on track very shortly. Now this one is a Roco 372, really sharp looking locomotive. There is a driver in there somewhere, can't really see through the windows, and again we'll get it on track. And this was literally purely influenced by Anthony Dodge. You know, 3-rail, 2-rail, they, you know, companies produce the same model for both. So it's not, you know, there's not, well, they're separate, for, you know, that's made for AC and DC, but they'll make the same models for basically both, you know, both for AC and DC. And I'm really nice, really happy with this. I bought it predominantly to go with, because I've got quite a number of those containers. I said most of the stuff's already packed away, but that's what I actually brought this for. And hopefully a RH 240. Just want to get it just because it's so goddamn ugly. You know what I mean? And you got to have an ugly duckling on the layout. So we'll get them both on track. The only thing I will say, and it's probably a reminder to myself, because I'm not sure, well, I think most of you know, I've had my big bone out of my left arm removed, so that it's basically just being held on by muscle and flesh. So the most I can move that, and I'm sort of forcing my body to move my hand here. Now I've got to get that locomotive, which is joined together just there, and I've got to try and wiggle it all the way to the track. So what I must do when I plan out my next layout is get a off spur like that, which is quite close to the edge, where I can actually put the train on track, and then, you know, get it sort of onto the main line or whatever, just so it's a lot closer, because this is, you know, a real distance, and obviously being in wheelchairs, I'm kind of doing everything one-handed, so, or one-armed, because like I said, I can't move my left arm in, you know, unless I'm using like my body or my other arm to move it. So that is just a little reminder to myself. So let's get on track. Stop waffling, Mark. Let's have a look. So what I'll do, we'll just literally give him a quick run. Before I do, I keep bloody forgetting. Anthony, if you're still watching, mate, would really love if you could do, I know I've asked you on your live stream, but could you do a video for dummies, for me and a few others, but mainly me, on your 3D printing, just anything, just like from the whole where you get the CAD, you know, how you, I don't know, install it or get it, put it onto your computer, onto the disk, you know, and literally for a dummy from start to finish. I'd really like to see a video, and I'd much rather watch someone who I enjoy watching than just any old Joe off YouTube. So you do get time. I know you're heavily involved with your Matt Clark, but if you get time at some point in the future, I'd love to see that. Right, we'll give these two locos a quick run and we'll call it a day. So just bear with me with 1 second. Just, there we go. Put the function on, there we go. Got some lights. And yeah, we're just gonna give it a run. I really, yeah, I'm just so ecstatic over this model. I'm so glad that Pico released it, or somebody released it, and they do listen to the modelers, because you know there's so much Polish new releases. They've released basically 3 EN57s, which is a EMU, in 3 different liveries. They've obviously the ET41. They got SU45s coming. They're going to release, which is one of my pre-orders, or well, 2 of them, because there's a SM31 in PKP blue cargo livery, which is being released, and a SM31 actually in a army colour. So basically an army locomotive, all in army colours and stuff. Not camouflage, but in a green, and used for the, you know, for the army transportation. So that's 2 SM31s that are on my pre-order list. Not expecting them till October. So, but yeah, very quiet, the usual stuff that you sort of see with this HO European stuff. No dramas. I'm just going to push these out of the way. I found the buffer, by the way. It was just laying next to it. It just popped off. So probably the longest part of the video trying to put that back on again. But yeah, nice subtle weather in there. Don't worry about the inside, because there's going to be the actual load going on there. But yeah, really nice, really nice. Happy with this, but I do need to do something, because I was just literally had to walk it across, because I collected them together across to that track, and because like I say, I've only got the use of one arm. Happy days. Yeah, really, like Brian from Angel's Share Model Railway said, you know, really sort of building up the fleet now, and I'm almost there to sort of everything that I really want, and it's all going to be mainly focused on the thing. So I'm just going to give it one more run, and then we'll get the 372 on. So that was 100% influenced by Mr. Dodge. And yeah, again, really, when I opened it up, I was like, wow, because just amazing details on it, absolutely amazing. So like I said, I don't think there's any bad companies, you know, that do HO, especially sort of modern stuff. It really, you know, some things you do pay a bit more for, some things you pay a little bit less for, but, you know, as I've said in the past, you know, I don't mind paying a little bit more, you know, if you're going to get basically, you know, quality. So I think we'll swap these over. Wrong way, dude, wrong way. We'll swap these over. I'm just going to walk that back into its box, and just about there will be fine, and we'll get the 372 on. There we go, 372. Beautiful livery, almost similar colours to PKP. Just it's always a good test when you just crawl something along. What a beautiful logo, really beautiful. So thank you, Mr. Dodge. This was a really good influence. like, you can't see it, you probably won't see it on camera, but you can see through the grills on the side. But my Czech Republic cargo CSD. Let's see if we can connect up to these. Probably doubtful. Just bear with me a second. Yeah, I did a nice job with those wagons actually. Bit more subtle than the first one I did. Yeah, looking really nice actually. So we'll just give you a little couple of runs of this. But really impressed with this loco. Really nice. Some things like this I wouldn't put a lick of paint on it. Just bear with me 1 second, I just want to check something. Just bear with me a second. Yeah, I just wanted to see, I've just noticed that there's actually 2 lights on the front there. Just want to check the back. Looks great, doesn't it? Beautiful. Happy days. Let's just see. I'm going to get 2 lights on. Right, okay, so we've got 2 singles on that one. I know there is cab lights. I'll try to turn off the light ups. It's all, well, one of the side lights, well, shed lights, but you can't see the cab light there. So I think we shall call it a day. We'll just give it more. And we shall pack it away, ready for the move also. Really, actually, I'm really liking this, really liking it. What a beautiful model, really nice. Nice details on the roof and stuff, but yeah. Just something about this livery, just so striking. So yeah, well, thanks for watching. As always, I've got one more. You're still going. Stop, you little bugger. I've got another 218 coming. Anthony Dodge knows what it is, because he's got one, but he's got the Marklin one, and I've got the Pico. But all should be revealed once I get up to doing the next video. It was really cheap, unbelievably cheap. They might as well just send it to me for free, to be honest. It was that cheap. But I'll show you anyways. So we shall leave it there. No boobies on this video. Sorry guys. See you next time. Bye now.